My honor to be here and start a debate about marriage between Vietnamese women and Chinese men should be banned, isn't prohibited. And marriage in foreigner sounds wonderful, and everyone can want to marriage, but right now we don't have a great or medically partner. And first, we can, if you marriage with a foreigner, you can learn different culture. When you marry them from another country, you can also broaden the horizons because it is experience. The second, you can make the more negative speaker. Like if you go to Chinese, you can learn how to speak Chinese in fluently way. Or you can, if you go to Australia, you can try to speak in English as well. And the third, you can go abroad for festival to know deeply about the culture, and maybe you will become the open-minded and active person. And right now, personally, I disagree with the marriage between Vietnamese women and Chinese men to be prohibited. The reason why I said that is, the first is to have a better life. The Vietnamese woman can have a better life in another country, and they can support her family in Vietnam. And the secondly is they prefer the Chinese man than Vietnamese man. And the thirdly is difficult to find a local man by one child policy. It's for a Chinese man. And the final reason is human rights, we international law. The firstly is for a better life. Some Vietnamese women are come from a rural area with the 4 or 5 houses in the village, and some of them are family before marriage. When it's 20 years of rough, they will struggle with the family to have financial to support her family. Many women declare that their parent house more like shelter for many Vietnamese women. And if they want to have a better life, they will find a better condition. And they believe that the condition in China will be better than Vietnam. And we have an idea in this. They will have a chance to support her village. It means her family. If her ability to provide her family with money and goods from significant motivation for the marriage Chinese man. And when I do a research about the woman from Chinese, her name is Hong, and her husband earned enough money, and they renovated the house 3 years ago, and 3 years ago, and she runs her tea shop, and her shop have a good education, and they think this is better. It's better than her village. And the second is the Vietnamese, a few of Vietnamese women, they prefer Chinese men than Vietnamese men. The reason why I say that, like many poor village, some Vietnamese men are violent. Darling, can you have my house? Hey man, it's not my business. I should take care of work, and it's not my business, right? And they treat their wife badly. Some of them is do the wrong and get the wrong. They don't work hard at the farm. They just want to make friends with uncle or something like. And it's in a opposite. Chinese man is work hard on the farm, and woman can stay at home and take care of her children. And the communication between friends, families, and neighborhoods led the Vietnamese woman to check the husband from Chinese. And for the Chinese men are very different to find a girl from Chinese. And the Vietnamese woman named Dung from Thực Hải, Trung Quốc cho biết. Sorry about that. Say that I left my Vietnamese husband 4 years ago, and because he always drunk and treated me so badly, and my Chinese husband found me in Vietnam, and she said that he loved me at the first sight because I'm so beautiful, and he said that he would work hard and to make happy, and during several years we raised fish, horse, and chicken to sell, and at the same time we grow some crops, so we have enough food and enough money to give back for our parents from Vietnam. And the third is for Chinese men, for one child policy. The first reason is unbalanced sex, ratio men, outnumbering women. The majority of pollution in China's male due to the fact that people can only have only one choice, and the one major imbalance is male and females have results for the country. This will a problem is near a future because this will become increasingly harder for the man to find a wife bear her children. And the special reason is when you marry with a Vietnamese man, Vietnamese woman. This is a low cost to marry Vietnamese woman. The reason why I said that, if the woman who are from the urban area marries with a man from rural area, she have to give a dowry for their parents. And when the grandparents give your dowry, this will be you are rich or you are not rich. It depends on your dowry. And it's reasonable that groom should be give a higher price for the bride's family because after marriage she will move to the groom's family and have to take care of his parents and grandparents. The form of higher dowry has been different from history. And thank you for your listening.
Hello everyone, my name is Trang, and the topic is marriage between Vietnamese woman and Chinese man should be banned, and I agree with this statement. I have 5 reasons to support my opinion. And the first one is after marrying a Chinese man, Vietnamese women usually lose their connection with their family in Vietnam. So it's maybe it's because their family in Vietnam is just so far from the border, so they don't have a chance to visit their family. Maybe because they just have to work, so they don't get a chance to visit the family too, or maybe they do visit, but after their parents just pass away, they still have relatives, but since they have no parents, so they just lose their connections completely with their relatives in Vietnam. And the second reason is Vietnamese women usually have to marry a Chinese man has physical and social disadvantage. Since they have physical and social disadvantage, they may not be able to work. So the Vietnamese bride has to work to earn their living and also take care of herself and her children and her husband too. And the third one is kidnapping. The demand of Vietnamese bride is rising in the recent years, and the reason is because the Chinese one-child policy, and the Chinese people prefer having a baby boy than a baby girl. So it's caused to the female deficit. So a lot of people have seen the potential in this profitable business, so they kidnap women from Vietnam to sell to China. So this has violated the human right to treat people as an object, to sell this and replace it with a new one if they just don't like it anymore. And this problem has been reported in a few famous articles like the Wall Street Journal or the European Chinese Daily.com. And the fourth one is they doesn't have enough time to get to know each other. So in the research, in the source that I have found, that it usually took like 3 months for a couple to get to know each other before getting married, and that's a very short time. So to prove my point, I have conducted a survey on Facebook, and the title is "How long it takes to get to know a person before get marriage?" So the most chosen result is over a year. So obviously 3 months is not the ideal time to get to know your life partner. So maybe after you get married and you realize that you and your life partner just didn't share the same vision or you have different priority or interests, and these two These two reasons can lead to so many bad effects in marriage, but the worst one is divorce. And these two reasons that I just mentioned has already in the Huffington Post, and the title of the article is 10 Most Reasons for People to Get Divorced. And and the last one is illegal resident. A lot of Vietnamese brides get married in China, didn't apply for a visa. And there's an interview of a woman named Dung said, I can cross the border using dirt road because it is free, and many people cross border via dirt road. I do not know how to get a documentation, and no one told me how. All I know is people told me that I couldn't cross from the checkpoint. I would get caught and sent back to Vietnam. Explained that she's living in the isolated rural in Vietnam, and she in the area that she's lived just have only like 4 to 5 households that she just doesn't know what visa was, let alone applying for one. So this could lead to these social instabilities. The government can control their population, their education, and their income. Thank you.
And I want to have a question for you. The first question is, did you fall in love with someone in the first sight? Please don't raise your hand. Yeah, so many people, right? And how long can you understand your parents? How long can you understand your parents? To be honest, I don't understand my parents. And this, how can I understand or deeply know about another one? And I totally, your idea, like the first is training Vietnamese women like an object, kind of Vietnamese women to sell to China. And the second, they don't have a time to know each other. Vietnamese women should to have men, physical and social. And I will show my idea about that. In the poor area, suffer a net loss of women. Men with the social and physical disadvantage have difficulty finding a wife, and the men turn Vietnamese to for a bride. And the reason I want to make believe all of the people in this group here, we become the old generation. And we have to believe in the next generation. Right? In my life, I have so many mistakes, and I don't know how to correct it. And when I correct it, I got an experience for my life. And I will put it experience for the next generation. This I believe in maybe in myself. And I believe in a right education, create a small social with the people around us. And like she said that we don't have the time to know each other, and how do you think about love at the first sight? You the beginning of and we always respect about human rights. I mean international love. When somebody goes abroad, and maybe when you go abroad and you find my life at the first sight, maybe you will wrong at a small moment. And it's were a fate, but it's were a fate to make your wife in Vietnam, and you fall in love with her, and at the time, I'm surely about that you will realize a barrier of each country is not matter. And right now, she said that the Vietnamese women, they don't have the time to turn back to Vietnam and meet her parents. And right now, it's a flat world, and we don't have the developer of internet, a plant, and we can come back to Vietnam easily. And we are living in a developed, right? And I'm sure about that. The circle of distance, the barrier of language, the barrier of the country is disappearing. And more important is Vietnams are integrating. And to be honest, marriage between Vietnamese women and Chinese men, we can know deeply about Vietnam culture, Vietnam people, and China as well. What we have to learn in history, but we don't don't remember. And second is with the relationship. China and Vietnam have a historical and cultural connection, and we are friends. We are friends or close neighborhood. We can deeply know the culture of each other. And the one thing I want to show is don't judge a community by the small group. Thank you for listening.
So I don't agree with his opinions. The reason is if you want to have a better life, you can try to educate yourself and take classes and working, and maybe you can be able to work. You can be able to help your family with the money you make, and so it's you may or you can change the way you live. Um, and about the one-child policy to promote the to promote the balanced growth of the population, the Chinese government has allowed a couple to have at least 2 children. And to raise, as I said in above about my opinions, to marry a Chinese man to live miserable, is that really a better life?
And in summary, I always respect her idea, and for many reasons, the number of foreign marriage is increasing. Study abroad, traveling, or working in overseas office is only for purpose of marriage. In short, no matter it's a traditional marriage or the foreigner one, what man is good or last forever is about the way we respect and we understand each other. Although we are the difference between the language, the culture, but everything we can find a solution about that. We have there are many happy marriage couples as long as the couple cherish and each other try their best to know each other. And it's all because they have not only love, but they love to be loved. And disadvantages with the marriage between Vietnamese woman and Chinese man should, yeah. The reason is the first, the Vietnamese woman can have a better life and support their family in the village or the Vietnam, and they can get financial for Vietnam to yeah. The second is Vietnamese women can they prefer Chinese man to Vietnamese man, and the fourth is difficult to find a local woman by one child policy. And the final reason is human rights, international law. Thank you for your listening.
Thank you for your opinion, and I do respect your opinion, but I think everything has its exception, and my opinion is exception. So, as all the opinions I have pointed out, the first one is losing connections with family, having to marry physical and social disadvantaged Chinese men, and doesn't have time to get to know each other. And, illegal resident, and the worst one is kidnapping. I think that marriage between Vietnamese women and Chinese men should absolutely be prohibited.